Hello, arcade gamers, and welcome back to Biggie D's Arcade. Today we're going to be doing another chill and chat. This is like, I'm losing track now of how many I've done because I'm doing them every single Friday now. This is chill and chat 44. So we're almost at the 50 mark, which is pretty cool. It's been a long ride, but a very fun ride doing these live streams every Friday. Still willing to continue to do these. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Seems like you guys out there that watch have a good time as well. Everyone seems to be engaged in the chat. And then a lot of people end up watching it later in the week as well. We'll get like 2-3 times the views later on during the week. So I'm going to continue going with this every single day on Sundays at 7:15 Pacific, 10:15 Eastern. And it kind of slipped me up a little bit today because Arizona doesn't do any time of daylight savings time or any of that. We don't ever change time. We're always the same time. So today, when I had posted it, I had originally posted a start time of what would have been 7:15 my time, which is what it is every night. But it was actually needed to be an hour later because we, I guess, gained an hour today. So show's still on same 7:15 Pacific, 10:15 Eastern, even with the time changes. So made sure I had adjusted the time today for that. But I wanted to say hi to everyone who's in the chat today who has made it to Chill and Chat 44 because we got some pretty exciting news lined up. I know last week we didn't have much news. We're just doing a lot of shopping talk, preparing for Black Friday. But we've actually got some really big news today. So I know you guys probably have already seen it or heard about it, but it'll be nice to talk about it tonight and get, my impressions and what I think about it. But let's talk first about who's here, what they have to say, and say hi to everybody. Atrium Fanatics here. He says, hey, Biggie D and everybody. Good to see Atrium Fanatic in the chat early today. Jason, always a pleasure. Good to see you in there on the chat early today. Carl O as well. I also made you, Carl O, a moderator for this channel because we were always just, had one moderator and I felt we needed to get one more in there. So I've got you now set as moderator. But us Arizonans got to stick together. So Atrium Fanatics local here to the Phoenix area. And he, is probably enjoying the weather we're having right now. I know it's perfect weather. Maybe 90, 95 is highs. Still really warm, great weather. I got to go out hiking on Friday and hiked one of the tallest peaks in Phoenix. Had a really good time with that. Great workout. And then I've just been home doing a lot of gaming this weekend. And I've got some closing thoughts, things I want to discuss as far as home gaming and console gaming, not, necessarily home arcade or Arcade1up, but more so home console gaming. So let's get in first to this leak. And this leak has been spread across the internet. Everyone pretty much knows about it. Nothing new here. But there was a leak of Alien versus Predator. And we can go back, we can look at some previous videos I've done, previous live streams where I've talked about Alien versus Predator in the arcade game. It was actually on that list of arcades that was supposed to get made. There was like a top 10 or a 10 list of Arcade1ups for 2024. And Alien versus Predator was on that list. And we discussed it, and I had put it on the list of not likely to happen or at all. That had a lot to do with licensing reasons. That had a lot to do with John D no longer being with the company. Also, Capcom owning Alien versus Predator. I didn't feel like they were going to be signing any licenses anytime soon with John D gone. But, there was always that possibility that it could happen at any moment. It's just a question of when and how long, could it be? Because we're dealing with Cyrus in that place of John D, and can he make it happen? So let's get into it. And I want to start with the thumbnail because I know there was some discussion about the thumbnail today, and it was 100%. I wanted to give this as more of like an inspirational thumbnail from 19K Fox, because this is 19K Fox's dream cab. He talks about it every Sunday before I go live. And someone I've watched early on, even before I started my channel, was 19K Fox. So seeing the Aliens versus Predator cabinet possibly getting made was like inspirational, I know, for me to talk about it tonight, because he was going to be discussing it for his first time on a Sunday since the leak. So I know it was huge. You know, this was big news. Also, the first time I actually met 19K Fox was in Cleveland. And the first question I asked him, or opportunity I had to ask him a question, asked him about Aliens versus Predator. And he gave me the whole breakdown of why this is his favorite cab, what's so great about it. You know, and there's all these fine details and interesting things that he knows about this game that only he knows, I think. Many of us don't. So a lot of what he was telling me, I couldn't take it all in at one time without a notepad ready to go, but he knows everything about this game. So I didn't want to take his exact thumbnail, but I went online and Google, you know, in recognition of him, because I knew this was a big day for him and this topic, found something similar that kind of fit the theme. And then I also even used that font that he uses a lot on his live streams, and did it in a similar style for him. So if anyone's ever interested in where that came from or why I did that thumbnail, because it's very different than any of the other ones I've done in the past. But yeah, so it was totally taken from him, and just, you know, honoring his love for this game and how much appreciation he has for this game. I understand, and I wanted to show that. So let's get in now to the actual leak itself. And I'm by far no expert when it comes to Alien versus Predator. I mean, I played it on my Raspberry Pi. I've played it on my iArcade. So I have a couple of ways I can play it, and these are both the arcade ROMs. One is the main ROM. I think both may be the main ROM I have on both the Raspberry Pi and the iArcade. I also can play it on my At Games Legends Ultimate when I use coin ops. So I have 3 different ways, actually, I can play this game. And it is one of my favorite ones by far. Capcom is one of my favorite, you know, license of games. Pretty much all of theirs I enjoy. Their beat 'em ups especially are some of the best, you know, with Punisher, and there's just so many others out there too that I've been trying to play lately, like King of Dragons. And these games, you know, just still hold up very well today. Games that were made in 92, 93, 94 by Capcom are still games that held up very well even today. So we see a lot of games like Streets of Rage getting remade, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle beat 'em ups getting remade. Definitely could even see like Aliens versus Predator getting remade, you know, at some point in the future too. It's got big name recognition, the license, you know, the movies behind this game. So this was perfect. You know, I think for Arcade1up to pick a cabinet or an arcade out of that list of those 10 that leaked for 2024, I felt like this was definitely a really good choice of those if you're going to make one. I know Robotron was really popular. Maybe we still get Robotron. Maybe we still get Smash TV. This doesn't take away from them making that, because that's an 80s game. This would be a 90s game. So we get, you know, January CES announcements would be this along with Robotron 2084. Now, some things I like about, you know, what I see here, just initial impressions of this, what we're looking at here, which was the leak from Big Reese out in Australia. Go check out his channel if you haven't already. But Big Reese leaked this cabinet, and he basically stated that he has like an inside source with Arcade1up, and that he wanted to get this information out there to the public so we could start talking about it and we could start preparing, because this is coming out in 2024. So This was originally leaked by Big Reese. However, that video's since been taken down. So what's really interesting is the video's taken down. It's gone, no longer on his page. And supposedly someone has asked him to take that down. So that leads me to believe, a big question right now is this leak real? I think that's probably the most important question, because why would we want to talk about something we know isn't real? I think this is real, and I think that's why it's relevant and why we should be discussing it, because this is, and to me, appears to be authentic and going to happen, or very close to happening, which is surprising, because I didn't think they were going to get Capcom back very quickly, at all. And then to get Alien versus Predator, I knew was likely. And the reason I'll say that is because I remember when Cyrus was interviewed in his live streams, he would discuss, or we would ask the question about Alien versus Predator, and he would kind of change his tone and the way he was talking, and he would kind of lighten up a little bit. And he would be, actually, that kind of sounds interesting. With the movies coming out next year, maybe we could make that work. I remember him saying that, maybe not word for word, but that's pretty much what he was getting across. So I knew this was likely. If they were to get Capcom, this was probably one of the most likely Capcom games we would get next. I would have liked to have seen like Street Fighter 3. I would have liked to have seen Alpha. But I think this is safer, and it's lower development, which fits into exactly what their motto is going to be for next year, because this is 90s. It's not it's not outside their reach. They definitely can make these games on their current hardware. They have pretty good experience with Capcom in emulating and porting these games over to their hardware. So I think this is a good and easy selection and choice for them for their next cabinet. So I think that all those things fit into why this is real and why this is likely to happen. But let's kind of look at this graphic. And this graphic, fits in really, I guess, perfectly with what they do in their marketing style and the way that they present their products. So, initially when I saw it, it does seem very real. And it does seem authentic, and it came from the company Arcade1up. 30th anniversary. We know that they like to do 30th anniversary cabinets. We've seen it with MK. We've seen it with NBA Jam. What they're probably going to carry that on. We saw, they do a lot of anniversary cabinets. Wi-Fi leaderboards. We don't know yet if that's going to be online competitive, online multiplayer. All we know is it's leaderboards. You can go online. You can check your high scores, compete that way. Maybe it opens up more, is what I'm hearing, possibility, maybe with the updates that could come in the future. But right now it's just leaderboards. 10 games, which we'll go across and go through all those next. Officially licensed. Marquee looks excellent. I want to get into that next. One disappointment is the 17-inch screen. I feel like they could have definitely, gone with the 19-inch and done the XL, but I know they're not quite there yet. They can still use current parts and side panels from the Big Blue and things like that. So I can see them, conserving, and that's going to be their approach going into next year. That's their motto. They're going to go with things that work and molds and things that they've done in the past. Now, I do like the fact that they've added the speaker grill covers. We're starting to see that on a lot of the cabinets, and pretty much all of them, I think, have the speaker grill covers now. They're still doing way too many logos. I keep hearing that. I definitely agree. You could definitely go with a couple less logos on the front would be fine. Just having one or two. Everything else looks good. I really like the slanted game deck. This is very similar to the NFL Blitz, and it just has 3-player, which is great. You get even more room, subtracting that 4th player. I really like the room on this game deck. And this would be a really good modding cabinet. Like if you guys have been watching She-Lion Gaming, she's been modding her Big Blue cabinets. This would be an excellent cabinet to mod and do all kinds of things with the bigger game deck and the room you're going to have on that with only 3 players. Also, I wanted to note on this that this is the first 3-player deck on a 3-player on a 4-player deck. So we've seen 3-player Arcade1ups in the past, but we've not, I don't believe, you guys will have to correct me if I'm wrong, I've never seen a 3-player by Arcade1up on a 4-player deck. This would be a first. So that's cool. You know, they're doing something unique and new and different with this. Also, the slanted game deck does help. Now, I can't really tell on the Blitz because the Blitz sits so far to the ground and it's at work and I can't raise it up any higher and I can't boost it up. So I can't really take advantage of that slanted game deck as much as some other people because I'm crouched over. But I do like the design, you know, and if I was to boost it up and raise it up, I would like the slanted game deck. 3D molded coin door doesn't indicate that it's lit. So we still don't know if it's a lit coin door. Probably not. You know, if they're not advertising it, we're probably not going to get it. They've been pretty good about if you get lit coin door, they're going to tell us and let us know in the advertising. But it is the Big Blue. So it's the Street Fighter Big Blue. And I kind of wanted to compare that because of how similar it is. And kind of show and just kind of, and I don't know if anyone else has discussed this or talked about this, but they could essentially reuse the side panels from the Big Blue because that upper cut there before it screws on would be an exact match. So that's going to conserve cost. That's going to be a more conservative approach for their next cabinet because they can reuse previous parts, previous molds. So that could help them make more money and have a bigger margin of profit by doing things like that. But they are, you know, reusing an existing 4-player game deck. If this is the Blitz, you know, mold of that game deck, they're basically using that. They're just taking out one joystick, 3 buttons, a start, and giving us more room, which everyone wants and appreciates more room on the game deck. So that's huge. No riser, which is nice. You know, again, we're getting away from the risers. And like for me, I'm going to buy another booster riser anyways, which I'm going to get into later. So that's fine with me. I like having no riser. More artwork. It's more streamlined all the way down to the bottom with the artwork this way. And like this one, it does really good at blending up towards the top to that darker color there towards the very end. I think it looks really good. And everything's looking good. You know, this is great. This is huge news for the home arcade community. This is huge news for Arcade1up that they're able to get this and make this happen. So all very cool and exciting stuff. And finally, something to talk about that's new also, because everyone thought, and maybe that's kind of what triggered this leak, is a lot of us were talking about how there's no news until January, till CES. And, you know, Arcade1up, they got to, you know, create some buzz and some discussion behind their brand right now because they're, you know, in a bad position right now financially. You know, they're still trying to recover from some bad decisions right now. So they need some good publicity. And this leak is, I think, probably driven and created from the discussion we've been having on YouTube. You know, they watch and listen to everything we talk about. Maybe not me, but others, if not me. You know, like 19K Fox and, you know, everyone else. So this is huge, you know, and this is what we wanted. This is what we've been asking for, is something new. And I think they made a good choice. That's all I can say. And I like what Carl said here. He said, new is good. Absolutely. New is always good. So let's get in next here to the marquee and what I think about this Alien versus Predator marquee. So this is a huge, massive marquee, just like on the Big Blue. And I think the artwork looks great. You know, if it looks just like what we're kind of seeing in this render, if that translates to the actual cabinet itself, I think we're in a good place with this one. I think it's going to look really good in the game room. I'm definitely going to be super interested in getting this cabinet when it releases. You know, I've been wanting to get the Big Blue. I do like it. The price never really got to that price mark that I really like, which is that 350, 300 mark. Never really got there. Got to like 425, I think was the lowest I ever saw Big Blue, maybe 400. And just didn't ever buy it. And then I've kind of been more interested in it lately because I've been seeing She-Lion and what she does with hers. And I was like, man, these are great for modding. I would like to get one. And then also getting the marquee to put in there because you could put anything you want in there. And how big it is and how different it is. I wanted one. So now I'm glad I waited and I never bought Big Blue because this is a better, I think, cabinet overall with a bigger game deck, more room. Now, one thing is interesting with this is I'm not a huge fan of the 4-player game decks. I actually sold my NBA Jam. I kind of did that because NBA Jam is so wide, but it's so short, it just looked awkward to me over time. Especially after I got KI and I was getting my At Games Legends Ultimate and how big it is, it just was looking pretty small. But the Big Blue is actually very tall towards the top. So I think it can benefit and it can actually get away with having a 4-player deck with this, actual design, the Big Blue design. So everything looks good to me. Long as it's the 17-inch BOE, I don't know if we even have to talk about that anymore. I don't think they'll ever go back to TN monitors. This is definitely, I think 100% BOE going to look good. So let's get into this games list because this games list is kind of interesting and kind of a little bit disappointing for me. I saw Bill's retro show this week and I watched some of his video on the games list and his disappointment in it as well. Because I kind of see it from his perspective. He just bought Street Fighter HS5 Deluxe. And a lot of these games you already get on the Street Fighter HS5. The only ones that you're not getting are Alien vs. Predator, Ghosts and Goblins, and Ghouls and Ghosts. So 3 games really new for him. I can kind of see that as a tough pill to swallow to go buy a new cabinet. Especially because this one's probably going to run about $600, I'm thinking. For him, I understand. Now, for me, someone who's waited, who hasn't bought that new Street Fighter cabinet yet, I was very tempted to get the Yoga Flame this week. We're about to get into that next. I haven't bought a Street Fighter yet, so I don't have a lot of these games. And especially, a lot of the reason to get these games is they're online, and they're online playable, or they have leaderboards. So I have an interest in getting these. Aliens versus Predator, Strider, Capcom Sports Club, Final Fight, Captain Commando, Pro Gear, Ghost and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts, Armored Warriors, King of Dragons. Aliens vs. Predator, great marquee game. Strider, I've been playing on my Final Fight cabinet. I have a Gen 1 Final Fight that I play Strider on. Do enjoy that one. Also, I get Final Fight on that cabinet. And I get Ghost and Goblins on that cabinet. So I get 3 of the 4 games I have on this, which is nice. It gives me a reason to sell Final Fight. I won't need it anymore. I'm also getting some nice beat 'em up games that'll be online playable, like King of Dragons and Armored Warriors. And then not too big of a fan of Pro Gear. Capcom Sports Club, probably won't ever play that. Strider, it'd be nice to compete and have leaderboards for that game. And I like that combo of Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts. I think that's a great combo of games to have both on there, especially with the New Wave toys. We're going to get into that tonight as well, is the fact that they put both those titles on there. Those are popular games right now. People are really enjoying those and be able to get leaderboards, play them in the proper way, in an authentic, ROM on a nice screen, good controls will be nice. So everything's looking good, I think, on the games list. Now, $5.99, it's going to be a lot to spend, but I think they did well with this one. Galaga Guy 88 says he's teething, so much crying. Carl O, poor little fella, talking about, I guess, his kid trying to sleep. Darren Kane says, when you say it'll do well, how many units sold actually does that translate into at full retail price? Having some discussion on pricing and units sold. Galaga 88, he's saying, I just put a 2-player deck in his NFL Blitz. I really like the 2-player deck, Galaga Guy, on the NFL Blitz. I think it looks really good. Conserve space. That's also that shorter cabinet, kind of like KI. Not like a big blue, so the 4-player deck doesn't look as well or as good on that cabinet, where I think it's going to look better on this Alien versus Predator. And they also made an NFL Blitz Galaga guy in a 2-player game deck. So we've seen that before. It's authentic. It's real. When you do that mod, it's still, an arcade accurate cabinet, especially if you redo the side panels. Atran saying, yeah, he almost decided on the Yoga Flame cabinet for his flight cabinet build, but the shape and design of T2 was much closer to what I was looking for. Hollywood Polo, he's asking how was my night and what I have for supper and any new games I've added to the Biggie-cade. Gonna get into new games. I got some really exciting news on home gaming, consoles, things that I've been playing at home throughout the week and really enjoying. For supper, I had chicken, mashed potatoes, green beans, cornbread, and I watched the Cowboys. So I had a really good night, except for the Cowboys lost. But, the Rangers won the World Series, and I'm, as a fan of DFW teams, period. Mavericks, Rangers, Stars, Cowboys. So coming off the heels of a World Series win by the Rangers, the whole Cowboys loss really doesn't bother me that much. And I thought the Philadelphia Eagles were going to win that game anyways. They're the better team. I don't have much faith in Dak Prescott. JJ saying, but I'm happy to see Arcade1up come out with some new cabs for a change. Exactly, JJ. That's how I feel. I'm just super happy and pumped and excited to have something new. And even if it was something I didn't want, I would be happy for something new. But this is actually something that I want, and it's something realistic that they can do. It's within their grasp and, what they're able to achieve, I think, and be successful as a company right now. They're not overreaching. Want to get in and kind of transition to something different here and just some different talk and get more into Black Friday again and Black Friday discussion. Now, this is also a new product as well. It's not a very exciting new product, but this is the Pac-Man Classic. And the way I can tell that is by the new stickered coin door. Now, it is just the original design. Probably now the last one like this that had the molded coin door that came out last year had a TN monitor. I imagine this will have the BOE monitor and it'll have live and all that. 14 games. So this is brand new. It is at Walmart's. One thing I'm seeing out there, and I follow Arcade1up during the week, is that these are showing up at Walmart's that weren't carrying Arcade1up for a while, for a period of time. So check your local Walmart. There may be an opportunity to buy and get an Arcade1up in your area local that you didn't know was there before, because they're going back to Arcade1up and they're buying more inventory and they're stocking back up with these new Pac-Man classics in this image. I also expect a Miss Pac-Man, and we're now there's 2 cabinets that I thought would be coming very soon that are probably delayed, probably will be announced in January at CES for their new classic cabinets. That's going to be the HS5 Dynamo Classic and the slanted screen Pac-Man Classic. So they're going to make just like the slanted XL Pac-Man, the Deluxe Pac-Man, the Deluxe Class of 81, the Deluxe Galaga. They're going to make classic versions of those cabinets as well. So we'll see how quick they can get that stuff out. I was hoping that they weren't going to do this, what we're seeing in this image, because they're kind of going backwards right now to just kind of get inventory in the stores before Christmas, which I was hoping they wouldn't do, but they did. So let's now get into Black Friday. I want to get into Black Friday predictions and more of that talk, because really we saw some incredible deals this weekend. I'm talking massive savings, just like I had predicted last Sunday. I was on a live stream, just like I am now, discussing Black Friday predictions, and I told everyone that things were going to start ramping up each week leading up to Black Friday, and there were going to be some incredible deals and savings out there that I wanted to, kind of give you guys a heads up on so you guys could prepare. And I told you guys number one. So my number one cabinet for a Black Friday prediction, as far as like number one for savings, number one cabinet to get right now if you don't own a Street Fighter, because you're going to be able to get it for like half off or less than what you would have paid a year ago this time last year. So let's get into what we actually got this weekend, because this is, I think, still leading up to what we're finally going to get on Black Friday. And that's why I didn't pull the trigger. I was very close to pulling the trigger. I even made a Reddit post about it, kind of trying to get some input. Also made a community post about it, get some input. You had to be really quick about it because this was the deal right here. The deal was $349, which is incredible. That's still going on today, actually. In fact, you could still get it for $349. It started Friday, it ran Saturday, it's running again today on Sunday. The initial savings, which was Friday, was $105 in Kohl's Cash, which you could use November 4th through the 16th, plus another 5% in rewards as well. So you would be getting a lot of money, extra incentives, right? It's not money off. You're still spending $350 plus tax out the door to get it to you. So it's still, you got to look at it that way, but you are getting some nice incentives for spending that money. And it's quite a bit, about $120 or so when you add it all up. And I was like, can I do better than that? I'm not, the incentives don't really make me pull the trigger. It's not enough to put me over the hump to make me want to get this based on the incentives, because I get to the cart and I go to buy it and I see the total price. The total price is still like $375 out the door. So my thought is I'm waiting and I'm going to stick to what I say. I say that Black Friday is the lowest price of the year on an Arcade1up, guaranteed. I'm going to stick with what I say, and I'm going to wait till Black Friday. And I think I can get this cabinet for $299, or what I said last Saturday. I'm going to stick with what I said last Saturday, which was Street Fighter was going to come in at a price on Black Friday of $299 or less, but possibly up to $319, $325. Okay? So still upwards to $325. So I could still save $25 by waiting a couple of weeks, but I could save even more. And that's my ultimate goal, is I want to spend less out the door. I don't care so much about the incentives, because I did that with my Attack from Mars. I got about 120 in Kohl's Cash with it. I ended up buying like some hiking boots and some jeans, but just wasn't rewarding, and I still spent a lot of money. I'd rather save it up front if I can. So I'm waiting it out. I hope you guys, got this deal if you wanted it on Friday, or if you want to get it today, it's still a really good deal. I think it's $80 Kohl's Cash today, or $70 today. We'll look. But still really good deal, $350. Can't go wrong, really, if you buy now, because we're talking $25, $50 you may save by waiting a week or two. Is it worth it? I think it is. There's a lot of inventory left. This is definitely not selling out. This is not the type of cabinet that's going to sell out. They have way too much left that they got to get rid of. So, there's a high reward with waiting on this. It could get down to $199 possibly. So my number 2 was the Mortal Kombat 30th Arcade1up cabinet, and thought this was my number 2. And this is one I'm highly interested in. Like this Black Friday, if I could get Street Fighter Yoga Flame and MK30th, I'd be a really happy camper. I'd be like, man, I spent like $400 or $500 and I got 2 awesome cabinets, online ready, fighting games with a bunch of other games I can play online with leaderboards, all that stuff. So the price on it right now, this was taken today, $399, $80 Kohl's Cash, 5% rewards. So 5% back if you have a rewards account. Still decent deal. You could buy it today and it wouldn't be the worst deal. I mean, you'd still be getting a decent price. I think this isn't a bad time to move on it. But again, I'm going to wait till Black Friday. I think that is the day. Black Friday is the day to buy an Arcade1up. That's going to be your lowest prices of the year, guaranteed. My number 3 was NFL Blitz. NFL Blitz got a little bit of a discount this week. The best one I saw was $4.49, but these are high retail cabinets which we're sitting at $5.99, $4.99, all year this year, are now going down to $4.49. So we're starting to see a little bit of a break on those retail stores like Best Buy, Kohl's, and Walmart. They're going to start going down to $4.49, and then eventually, I think. Let's see what I said last week, because that's what I'm going to be going with. MK2 I said was $2.99 down to $2.99 down to $1.99, or possibility of $1.50 on MK 30th. NFL Blitz I said which is $4.99, $5.99. Could be down to $199, $100. So this one I think would be the one that kind of was like Ridge Racer last year, which we saw incredible savings on. This would be one of the cabinets I think we're going to see incredible savings on as well. There's still a lot of inventory left on the NFL Blitz at big box stores like Best Buy, Walmart, Target, Kohl's. We're looking at this ad right here. They have to get rid of this stuff, and it's not going to sell at $4.50. It's not going to sell at $3.99. It may sell at $2.99. So expect $199 or $100 on Black Friday for this cabinet. Now, want to get in next to just kind of some shopping on these. So I'm bringing up the Kohl's website right now, and reason I'm bringing up Kohl's is because they have a really nice incentive, which is that Kohl's Cash. That is huge right now, especially this weekend. This weekend, let's take a look at this. So every Arcade1up has Kohl's Cash. So for instance, Golden Tee, not a good deal, $4.99, but you get $100 in Kohl's Cash. So even those cabinets that you don't ever see savings on, like I don't think you're going to see savings at all on Casinocade, you're going to still get Kohl's Cash, $120 on this one. So huge, right? That's kind of why Kohl's, I think, is my number one retail spot this weekend and maybe leading into Black Friday because of that. They're going to, if they are going to start matching the prices of these other major retailers and they're going to be offering Kohl's Cash, I mean, it's a no-brainer. You have to go with them. So $2.99 head-to-head with 60 Kohl's Cash. Huge. And that was even better on Friday. Arcade1up, NBA Jam, 2-player countercade, $129. $20 Kohl's Cash, 5% rewards. That's the lowest price we've seen all year on the NBA Jam countercade with the cash. So just really good prices going on right now at Kohl's. Wanted to bring up Best Buy here and just kind of see if we're noticing anything there right now. I don't think there's anything really going on with them this week. I mean, they've got some decent, prices they're throwing out there, but nothing new, nothing to really look at or talk about. Same with Walmart. They're kind of just in that same mode right now or phase that Best Buy is. They haven't really started their Black Friday pricing where Kohl's has. Amazon, there was a unique deal on Amazon this week or this weekend, which was the HS5 Deluxe. Supposedly there's a $50 coupon running right now, and yes, indeed there is. We see it right here. I can add $50 off to my order and get Arcade1up Deluxe. So check Kohl's on Black Friday. That could be $100 or $150 coupon for this cabinet. I know that they've been selling a lot of it, and it's the Spreewell is the company that is distributing it. So they probably got a lot of inventory left. And then I want to look here at Target. Target's kind of interesting. Okay, I have a Circle card, and you guys may have the Target credit card. They do really high and interesting incentives, for the Circle, and I think for the Target credit card, they do even better, incentives as well. I've seen some people get, brand new cabinets at full price and get like $100 or $120 off. Someone had asked me this week on YouTube if I thought that Marvel vs. Capcom would be on discount for Black Friday, and I do think that it will. I think it will be $499 on Black Friday is my prediction. So you guys, would be interesting to come back and look and see what I had said originally and compare it to what actually happened. But I've been pretty spot on, and I gave you guys predictions last week, and that's already started. And again, these are just hunches and looking at trends and kind of looking at this stuff day by day, week by week, and kind of gauging it on a large scale. And then you guys can kind of watch and then benefit from that. And so that's pretty much it, guys. That's going to wrap it up on my Arcade1up Black Friday predictions. We had a lot of talk on Alien versus Predator today, so we didn't get to spend a ton of time on deals. But really, I just kind of want to end with that Kohl's is the place to go right now, especially if you're shopping tonight. You have 2 hours as of the live stream right now, if you're watching live, to get some of these prices and to get some of these Kohl's rewards, and especially this #1 Street Fighter Yoga Flame 70 Kohl's cash 5% rewards at $349 is an incredible deal. I don't think you can go wrong. I think if you've been wanting this cabinet, I'm kind of going out on a limb to wait till Black Friday, whereas if you're on the fence, I would just go ahead and get it tonight. I noticed Steps Gaming is in the chat. I had sent out a message and shot one out to her this week asking her about this cabinet, and she highly recommended it. She is very impressed with the games list and the online and everything about this cabinet, and it's just kind of like, go ahead and get it now. It's definitely worth the money. Is this stream sponsored by Kohl's? No, it's not. I'm just giving you guys, facts and good buying tactics and information here. And Kohl's is the place to go. I'm getting nothing back. No money for this. I do not work for Kohl's. All right. So what's next is really exciting, guys. And for anyone who's in the chat who's kind of stuck through here tonight and listened to a lot of this, I kind of held this for the end for this reason. We've got 22 watching, so this is cool. But we're not doing it tonight. We're just kind of letting you, I'm making the announcement to everyone tonight. So New Wave Toys, I've been in contact with them. I met them at the Cleveland Gaming Classic, and I had some really good discussion with them. I told them about my channel, how I have like over 1,000 subscribers, which isn't a lot, but it's, something. And then I had said that I have a live stream on every Sunday, and there'll be typically, anywhere 300 to 500 people on average watch the live stream every Sunday. And we talk home arcades, and we talk a lot of Arcade1up, but I'd like to start talking New Wave Toys. And I'm also interested in these products. I think they're really good products. And I think you're doing some really cool things with the new ones. And I said, I don't want to just talk about it, but I want to give one of your products away. And I also want to review them as well. I showed you guys like some videos I'd done for reviews, Killer Instinct for 150, iArcade. And those reviews did very well. They had about, almost 2,000 people watch them, which is good for New Wave Toys. They want to, get that kind of audience out there watching their reviews and things. That's free publicity or near free publicity if they're just providing, review units. So I had requested or reached out to them on the channel and, wanting to review these and also give away one on the channel as well. And talked to them. I waited about a month or so before I sent the email. I just sent it last week, but they immediately responded and was like, yeah, we remember you. We absolutely want to give you, a review unit for the channel. And we also want to provide you another one for a giveaway. So you guys give it away for free to someone in the audience. So I told them I was interested in the Coke machine and the Ghouls and Ghosts. Well, the Ghouls and the Ghost, that one is out of stock right now. They only have the Ghost and the Goblins. So first I requested the Coke, and they only have the new Coke machine. So they sent me the new Coke machine, and then they don't have the Ghouls and the Ghosts, so they sent me the Ghost and the Goblins. So I got two cabinets. These are 1/6 scale. I think the Coke machine is maybe, I don't know what the scale is on the Coke machine, but I think the arcades are 1/6 scale. And I'm going to become more of an expert on this stuff over the next week or two as I start to prepare for the reviews and getting that out there and that video out there, which will be a lot of fun learning about these and breaking them down for you guys out there and making videos and entertainment for you guys to watch. Also, if you're interested in buying these, you'll be nice to know about them and learn more about them. Maybe get my impressions and what I think compared to others. But these were the two cabinets I chose. I didn't get the Ghouls and the Ghosts. Like I said, I got Ghost and Goblins. Very close, and we're going to talk about that next. But I got both of what I had asked for, so that's great. And my plan on this, for this giveaway, is I'm going to review both of these. So I'm going to review the Coke machine, and I'm going to review the Ghost and the Goblins, which will require me opening it, unpackaging it for that. But then I'm going to put it all back in the box. And then I'm going to do a poll. I'm going to do the poll on my website. So athomearcades.com. If you guys haven't gone there, I'm going to post that this week. But I'm going to post on my website here, here on the right where there was like the big buck hunter stuff here on the lower right. I'm going to put a poll there. And I'm going to ask you guys, which one do you want to see? Do you guys want to see for the giveaway a Coke machine, or do you want to give away a Ghost and a Goblins or miniature micro, I guess, 1/6 scale arcade? Which one do you prefer to give away in the Biggie D's arcade giveaway? And then from that poll and that poll data, I will select which one I give away. And then what I've determined is when the giveaway happens, if these items are still available in stock at New Wave Toys on their website, I'm just going to purchase it for you and have New Wave Toys ship it to you directly. Now, if these two are not in stock, and let's say we do the poll and it selects the Ghost and the Goblins, and we give that away, and Ghost and Goblins is sold out on the New Wave website at that time, I'll send you the review unit that I already opened, but it'll still be brand new. I'll put it all back in the box the way it came. So you'll still get what you won. It could be brand new or it could be a review unit. We won't know until the winner's selected. But just kind of wanted to let you guys know that. Pretty cool, exciting news for the channel and for you guys out there because you potentially could win this stuff. Coke machine is also 1/6 scale, but they are taller than the arcade cabinets. Yeah, I noticed that, Thor, when I pulled out the boxes. The Coke machine's heavier. It's a bigger box. So I wasn't exactly sure because I haven't even opened them yet to know. Galaga Guy 88, he's saying, I think it's more of a conversion piece than a regular Coke. So yeah, it's this little miniature, and we'll get into kind of looking at this thing. And I kind of want to just look at the outside of it really quick. So I have a Coke machine at my apartment complex right by the pool. And I went and kind of looked at that today and yesterday, just kind of like appreciating it a little bit more, where I would have never even looked twice at it because of this New Wave one. And this thing looks great. I mean, from the images and the renders and everything I've seen online without actually opening it, seeing the reviews, it's a really cool piece of like artwork for your desk. It's also functional artwork, which you can put a Coke in, it'll chill it, and it actually is a functional little mini fridge for 1 or 2 Cokes. Awesome. So that's great. I like that about it. Also, you can put in, it has the coin op function. So something new that New Wave Toys is doing with this and the Ghost and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts, is the coin op function, actually putting a quarter in, little miniature quarter, and that Coke actually falling out or the game starting. So this has that coin op function. Very cool. And that's something new. I think that for me, getting into these miniature micro arcades for the very first time, never purchasing any of their prior products, I think this is a great time to get into this right now because of the coin op function. You're getting the best features and they're always constantly improving, but you're getting in at the point where it's getting some of the best and coolest features right now. So great time to start. Great time, especially for the channel, to do our giveaway because you're getting some of the coolest stuff that they've ever created. So like I said, it's got that real coin action there. You insert the mini coin, make the selection, retrieve the mini can, enjoy. And it's this little miniature micro Coke. So normally I get Coke Zero, but I went ahead and bought actual Coke this week, for the review and everything. But it'd be tough to find like a real new Coke out there. That would be cool to have like a real new Coke from that time and that period for the review to put in there, an unopened one. I'll have to check with my dad. Surprisingly, my dad has been saving Coke cans, the old like Dallas Cowboys, Texas Ranger ones from way back when, 90s, 80s. I don't know exactly when New Coke was created or when it was initially introduced. It'll be interesting to research all this and find this out for the review. But maybe, possibly, I can check with my dad, and I may have a new Coke unopened that I can use for the review. We'll have to see. Be fun to find out. So the other one is, okay, Ghouls and Ghosts was the one I'd requested. That's the one I wanted. I really like the black on Ghouls and Ghosts. I think it looks great. It's also the newer of the two games, and that was the one I'd wanted. I played both these games, and I equally enjoy them. I mean, I played a ton of Ghosts and Goblins on my final fight, especially back in 2019. It was my very first Arcade1up, and I'd spent the most time Ghosts and Goblins on that cabinet than I did any of the other games. 1944, Final Fight, Strider. I didn't play those as much as Ghosts and Goblins, and I got to go back, research my high score, but I have a pretty high score on it. Ghouls and Ghosts, I also play a lot on my modded Raspberry Pi. I have it on my iArcade. I've actually streamed some pretty good runs of Ghouls and Ghosts live on this channel. So this is the perfect review cabinet for me from New Wave Toys. And it's, if you guys want this, the audience will have the opportunity to make a vote and select which one you guys want to give away. If this is what you guys decide, I think this is the perfect, miniature micro arcade to give away. Be a great prize and a good thing to give away for the channel. We gave away at 1,000 the Arcade1up Countercade, the 2-player Countercade. This is stepping it up another level, getting this. This is a pretty big prize for this channel. And what's even cooler is this is sponsored and provided by New Wave Toys. I didn't even have to provide the funds to make that happen. They provided it to us, the audience, to give away as a free giveaway. So that's cool of them. So go check New Wave Toys out, and we'll be talking about them too. Not just because they provided the review units, they actually are creating some really cool stuff. And we've talked about it on this channel before. We were going to talk about it in the future regardless, because this stuff is awesome, like what they've created. And you're going to see that in my reviews, how just detailed and the fine details and the amount of time that goes into every little thing you're seeing on these arcades, and doing it in this miniature micro scale to where it actually functions and it works. You can actually literally play the arcade game in its form, in this micro form, or you can plug it into a TV. It's got HDMI out on the back, so you could actually play it on the big screen. You even have the option of hooking up controllers. We learned from P-Dubs you can hook, like for instance, the Ghost and the Goblins or the Ghouls and the Ghost into the At Games Legends Ultimate via the OTG mode, and you can play it through your At Games with arcade controls. and I've watched Rexer. Rexer did a review on this Ghost and Goblins. He did a really good review on his, basically getting into the game itself, how it's like plays a little bit differently than the original ROM. So I want to test that, and I want to get into that because I've got numbers of ways I can play this game, and I want to get into, how does it play differently if it does, and does it affect the gameplay? Does it make it unenjoyable, or do you like the changes that they made with this version? Because evidently there are a few little minor changes to this game that we've learned. But I'd like to find that out on my own and do my own research on that. Carlo says, remember the huge Coke giveaways with the pull tabs that had the prize on them? And I don't remember that. I'll have to look into that and see, Carlo, what that was about. Because that may have been before I was watching TV or paying attention, or what you're referencing there. Atrium Fanatic says, yeah, New Coke was awful too. So glad when they brought back Coca-Cola Classic. And I don't have much of a, memory yet of New Coke and what it tastes like. Was there a difference in the New Coke taste compared to Coca-Cola? I remember like the clear Pepsi. That was kind of a hit there for a little bit. I remember it. And I don't remember the clear Pepsi tasting different. But maybe the New Coke did taste different. And Carlos says, Rexer always gets down to brass tacks, baby. Yeah, he'll always tell you the truth and give you, even if it's not something you want to hear, he'll say it. He does not hold back. Atrium Fanatic says, you aren't missing anything, Galaguy 88. New Coke tasted more like Pepsi, LOL. So there evidently was a big difference in flavor with the New Coke. Of course, the top three sodas are Cherry Coke, Coke, then Dr. Pepper, and all are regular ones. So for me, it would be Coke Zero. Next would probably be Sprite. And my number 3 would probably be Diet Coke, I would say. Or I would even get out of soda altogether at that point. Probably just go to like unsweet tea. All right, so let's Crystal Pepsi. That's what it was called. The clear Pepsi was called Crystal Pepsi. Did taste different, but I liked it. I did too. Maybe we'll get that. I think they did bring Crystal Pepsi back one time for a very short period. Maybe we'll get that one more time and longer time. All right, so wanted to get into just kind of quickly going over the New Wave website, just kind of skimming it with you guys real quick. I know that these posters here, they sold within hours. These came for sale, these were like brand new products for them that they introduced last week. They sold out within a few hours. There are these little miniature, like if you're making your miniature mini arcade, you put the posters on the wall next to it, kind of, set up the scene of an arcade. And these glow in the dark posters fit that scene in that arcade very well. And these evidently are very popular because they get put on the website within hours. They're gone. Ghost and Goblins, like we talked about, still available. New Coke still available. When we give one of these two away, they're still available. I'll just order it direct from them. You'll get a brand new unopened one. They're sold out like a lot of these other products are. I'll have to send you my review unit. Space Ace is still available at $169.99. A little bit higher price tag on that one, as you can see. USB cigarette machines let's see, they're coming soon. I thought these were out. They're not out yet. Let's see exactly the release date on these. Because I thought it says Q1 2024 now. So maybe there was a pre-sale on those. They sold out, and now you got to wait to get the initial, I guess, like available to the public run. That there was a pre-order phase. Those sold, I think. The Berserk I've seen in person. The Frenzy I've seen in person. Very cool. These they're playable. You weren't really able to play them at Cleveland, but I did get to actually play Berserk, and it's playable in this little mini form. It's kind of cool. Missile Command was really cool. I had a lot of fun with it. Definitely recommend it. The trackball is actually functional. You can play this in its form, in its mini form like that. These little boom boxes, I'll have to look at these a little bit more. I'm not sure initially if I can tell you I'm interested in these. I think they're cool. I like what they're doing. They're sticking with that retro theme, but I don't know if I could tell you I'm interested in these boom boxes or these little stools yet. But I do like the arcades a lot, and I'm really happy with what they did with the Coke fridge. Also, the skee ball I saw in Cleveland was really cool. There's so much other stuff they can do with that too. Like they could do an air hockey table. They could do basketball hoops, all kinds of stuff with that. But yeah, I think everything they're doing with the arcades, the Coke machines, these little posters are cool. This other stuff, it's extra. You know, am I interested in it? Probably not. But everything from like Missile Command up on this, I'm interested in. And I like talking about it. It's not like this is something, you know, a lot of what I talk about is news and what's popular, but also what I talk about are things that I actually like and I enjoy that I would actually buy. I don't know if you guys could call me a shill because I don't, you know, talk about things for profit or for free stuff. I talk about stuff because I actually legitimately like it. There's particular products I discuss because those are ones I want to buy. These are things that I personally want to purchase, like the Yoga Flame, the MK30, the NFL Blitz. These aren't mainstream cabinets that other channels are talking about. That, you know, you're coming here because you want to get my take and what I want. These are things I want to buy. So let's get into closing thoughts. I've got some pretty good stuff lined up for the closing thoughts tonight, actually, guys. Because I've been doing a lot of console gaming this week since last Sunday when I talked to you guys. And it was it all started 4 days ago. I can't believe it was only 4 days ago because it feels like it was longer than that. But I'd made this post, and I'm all about deals and saving, you know, as much money as you guys can. So whenever I see a huge bargain like this, I'll post it on the community post. And it was the Pinball FX3 Walking Dead Pinball DLC for only $1 on Nintendo Switch till 11/6/23. I've never played Pinball FX. I'd never had any experience with it, but I'd posted this anyways because I was like, well, you know, I'm going to take a shot here. I'm going to spend $1, see if I enjoy this. You know, I may like it, I may not. It's only $1. Well, I played it and I instantly got hooked. And their whole menu system and their store is set up to like make it super easy for you to buy new tables. So you instantly are already, you know, you like one, you're going to probably buy another right after that. So I bought this for $1. And then I had bought the Addams Family because it was on special. This ends tonight. It's only $3.39 for Pinball FX Williams Pinball Addams Family. And I wanted to play this because I wanted to get some experience and some things to say because we've got the Zen Studios Addams Family on the new At Games Legends Pinball 4KP. So I'm going to be talking about it. I want to have some experience with the Addams Family. So I went ahead and bought this for the Switch and I instantly was hooked on it. And then I started learning the differences. So there's a difference between Pinball FX3 and Pinball FX. So Pinball FX3 is from like 2017, 2018. You can still buy games for it. Some of those games are still on sale on the Switch. They're all full price on the PS5. So really the way to go, if you're going to be buying this stuff, is really to, unless you're finding incredible deals like this on the Pinball FX3, just stick to Pinball FX. I know that gets confusing because you would think this would be called Pinball FX4, but they actually just call it Pinball FX, and that's the newest version that you can play, and that's the most optimized for the newer consoles, and it plays more like a real pinball table. But bottom line, I've gotten instantly hooked on these. I've been playing them nonstop for the last 3 or 4 days, and then it's opened a whole can of worms for me because I've ended up buying a bunch of them. And I kind of just wanted to run through those with you guys and what I've been purchasing. So I've purchased a few Pinball FX3 tables for the Switch. because they, even though this is the older technology, the older tables, they did have some on special and some on sale. So Walking Dead I got for $1. I got this Universal Monsters pack, which is cool. It's got monsters. Let's look here. Monster Bash, I think is what it's called, which is an authentic, real Bally's table. Monster Bash. Yeah, there it is. Great table, ton of fun. And what's unique about the Pinball FX3, so if you're playing on a Switch, Pinball FX3 actually looks and plays a little bit better than Pinball FX on the Switch. But on the PS5, Pinball FX plays way better than FX3 because it's got the better hardware. So if you're playing on Switch, it's actually not a bad thing to get the FX3 tables because they look a little bit better and they play a little bit better on that lower end hardware on the Switch. And these cells, you can see they're ending in 2 or 3 hours, so you guys got to move quick if you're going to get them. I'm also interested in this Balls of Glory, playing it, but I haven't bought it. So the only thing I've bought on FX3 for the Switch so far is The Walking Dead and this Universal pack with Monster Bash and Creatures from the Black Lagoon, or Creature from the Black Lagoon. Awesome table, ton of fun. Cannot recommend it enough. All this stuff is like hours of entertainment for $1 or $2. Now you get into the Pinball FX Nintendo Switch. This is the newer, you can see here, release date July 6, 2023. So this is their new software. Now, one thing to note is on the Nintendo Switch, even though you can play it portably, and there is a nice feature where you can flip the Nintendo Switch in its portable mode to play vertically, and it is kind of cool to do that. These FX tables don't play that well on the Switch. The graphics are pretty bad, kind of like what we're getting on the Arcade1up. But it is, you kind of have to weigh that out because you are getting the ability to play it in portable mode, and you do get the vertical screen when you play in portable mode if you'd like. So there is some things to say about the Switch. Even though it doesn't look as good, it is fun and it is cool. So I recommend probably getting a balance. If you have both a modern console like the Xbox Series X and you have the PS5, I would suggest getting some Switch, some modern console games, and kind of balance it out. And you can do that too because there's deals on both systems and they vary on each system. So I got this Pinball FX World War Z. It's okay, but it was only $1.86. Nothing. I also got, let's see. Okay, so the only other game I got on the Switch was the South Park. And I tell you guys, I never pay full price for anything, but I did pay full price for South Park Pinball because it just came out. And I got it on the Switch so I can play it at work and I can play it on the go. I may end up buying it for the PS5 too because it looks way better on the PS5. But this is a great game, and it comes with 2 tables. It comes with the South Park table, and it comes with a Butters table. And the Butters table is really fun too. Been playing this nonstop on the Switch. Now let's get into the PS5. Now, the PS5 is kind of cool. It's got what's called a Pinball Pass. The Pinball Pass is kind of cool. It opens it up to where you can play all these tables for a monthly fee. So you don't have to buy them individually. Well, I'm not a big fan of the monthly fee, pay per month membership deal. So I buy the games outright. But if you guys just want to pay a monthly fee and unlock and open all the games for PS5 or Series X, you could do that. I do not recommend playing FX3 on the PS5. There's just no reason. Also, none of the FX3 games are on sale. They're all full price. It's totally FX only on the PS5. And they've got some deals going. I got this right here. Thrill of the Hunt, $6.69. It gave me a Mandalorian table and a Star Wars collectible table, which has some really cool music. really cool action figures and stuff going on while you're playing. I also got Twilight Zone, $7.99. Kind of a tough table, just to be honest with you, but it is kind of cool. It's a very unique table, and it's these are like authentic recreations of the originals. So I'm actually playing it, and I'm learning how I would play Twilight Zone in real life if I was standing in front of it. So it's kind of cool to do that. So I kind of recommend a balance of like real original tables like this Twilight Zone, and then also getting some of these, which are kind of like theme-based tables, like South Park, where it's got the music and the characters and all that to keep you entertained. And what's cool is if you like switching around to a lot of different stuff, it's easy to switch between the tables and get different things and different experiences with each game and each table. I'm really interested in the Snoopy at like $5, and I'll probably get that for the PS5 here very soon. I'm also thinking too, again, there's the Black Friday coming up. You know, a lot of this stuff will probably be on really large discounts, really good prices. So it's like, do I spend the $5.49 on Snoopy, or do I wait till Black Friday and maybe get it for $2 or $3, you know? So I may just play what I've bought, which I bought the Star Wars. I bought that World War Z. And then what else did I get for PS5? Oh, I got the Twilight Zone. So I've got a good mixture of games to play on a couple of different systems. Very cool though, and kind of preparing for this new 4KP, which is about to come out. We got 4KP coming out here right around the corner in January. So been playing a lot of Zen Pinball and just kind of getting my experience up and enjoying that with you. And, you know, just kind of wanted to put that out there and show you guys this stuff, because a lot of like these Zen tables I had no interest in. I had watched P-dubs, you know, do live streams of these Zen pinball tables, and it never really grabbed me or made me want to purchase. But when this dollar deal came around right here on Walking Dead, and I spent that $1, I've probably spent $40 or $50 this week on Zen tables. And you guys know me, I don't spend a lot of money on games, so that says a lot. Bride Pinbot is one of the ones that Papa Brad's been enjoying. I did see that one. I think it's only $3 on PS5 right now. And I was a little bit tempted to get that one. No, it's in here. Bride of Pinbot, $3.37 is what I saw it at. That would be PS5. They got Whirlwind. Whirlwind's still full price at $5.49. I'm interested in that one. But I do want to see if I can find that. This one here was on sale as well, I noticed. It's an authentic recreation, Swords of Fury. And also, guys, to note, which is cool about discussing these, are these could all be possible, you know, or possibilities for the new At Games Legends 4KP. All these games could be releasing in the next year, in 2024, for the new At Games Legends 4KP. So that is really cool for the future of that. And, you know, even though I'm not in the market to get a Legends 4KP right now, I could still play a lot of this stuff on my consoles and have a really good time with it. I also got a chance to play because I got a 24-hour Pinball Plus membership for free. And I got to play this Rebels Star Wars table for that first 24 hours. I had a lot of fun with it. Didn't get a chance to play this Unsung Heroes pinball, which is based on Rogue One, but I would have liked to have had the time to play it. And I'm sorry, guys, I was discussing all that and I wasn't even showing it to you. But here's the Rogue One. But anyways, guys, so let's move on to PS3 to Ad Games Legends Ultimate. So last week I told you guys that I was purchasing this converter so I could play these fighting games, Street Fighter 2 HD Remix, and then also Tekken Dark Resurrection. And I had a ability to play them for like seconds at a time, and then it would disconnect on the Ad Games Legends Ultimate. So I'd bought this Brook converter so I could just plug and play, hopefully, OTG mode from my PS3 to my Ad Games Legends Ultimate. That is arriving tomorrow, so expect some videos and some updates in regards to that. If you guys are interested in trying to get your PS3 to work with your Ad Games Legends Ultimate, this may be beneficial to see me purchase this and see it work before you go out and spend the money to try to do that. Also, Glenn's deck. So I've spoken to Glenn this week. I had gotten an update from him on his control panel. I'm going to try and stay in regular contact with Glenn in regards to this. But he had given me an update. He said they are en route to the United States, 2 weeks, give or take. And that was on Thursday. So I would say maybe not next Sunday, but the following Sunday, we could be talking about this control panel. May have one in my hand even to show you guys. And we'll start getting into this and modding my iArcade, getting this iArcade modded with Glenn's control panel, ultimate control panel. And then that's also going to open up his new send-in shotgun and all kinds of like fun trackball spinner games. Also send-in light gun games. It has the 4-way, 8-way joystick where you can actually, has a gate on it where I can actually switch between an 8-way and a 4-way stick. Has a push-pull spinner. All kinds of really incredible controls. Lots of fun. So that's something cool that's coming. We got Alien versus Predator leak. We've got Black Friday coming. We've got Glenn's control panel for the iArcade. So we've got a lot of really cool stuff. Also, if you guys are interested in this Zen Pinball, it's looking like I'm going to be a really big fan of Zen Pinball. So hopefully you guys enjoy that, because I'm probably going to be talking about it quite a bit as I learn and get more into this game and these games that they're regular releasing. You know, they just released South Park, probably going to release another one next month. Probably going to be something I'm going to talk about. Also, New Wave Toys. That was a huge, huge piece of what we discussed tonight, because they provided 2 review units to the channel. They've also are going to be giving one of those away. So that is huge as well. I will be posting more information on the giveaway as we get closer to that. We're not quite there. I still got to get the reviews out of the way. I've also got to post the poll to figure out which one of those 2 we're going to give away. So check athomearcades.com this week for a poll and put in your vote on which one you want. Do you want the Coke machine or do you want the Ghost and the Goblins? And that would be in the event that you won, which we may have pretty good odds. You know, we got 18 people watching tonight. I know there were a lot of live streams going on tonight. But if that continues and that next week and the week after that, we only have 18, 19 people watching, that's pretty dang good odds. You got like a 1 in 18 or 19 chance of winning a $150 miniature replica arcade or miniature Coke machine that actually works. So really cool stuff to talk about tonight, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Sorry, a little too quick on the gun there. Going to close there, but did not want to end yet. Wanted to say bye to everybody. Papa Brad's Gaming, love the support of the channel, member of the channel. Carlo, member of the channel. He has moderator rights now. Congratulations, Carlo. I just felt like, you know, that you were a right fit for moderator of this channel. You've been here from the very beginning. Definitely trust you. Make sure, you know, if anyone's in the chat, they're causing any problems, to clean that up. And, you know, I wouldn't say ban them, but maybe put them in timeout, you know, and give them a second chance. But I trust your judgment on all that. But I hope you guys have had a really good time tonight in Chill and Chat number 44. Big news on AVP, deals, New Wave Toys, Glenn's Ultimate Control Panel, Zen Pinball. And right there at the end, I couldn't thank Papa Brad any more for his support than he already gives, but then he sends in a $2 super chat there at the very end. So really appreciate the support, Papa Brad. And definitely need to make a note. I'm actually going to make a note right now that I need to start creating super chat videos because we have these really great iArcades that have HDMI outs and they have the ability to easily capture gameplay. And I want to make super chat videos that are gameplay related for future live streams. So make super chat videos. I'm going to do that this week. I've got a lot on my plate. I've got the reviews from New Wave Toys. I've got the super chat videos, and we've got a lot of deals to talk about. So it's going to be a fun next few weeks. And I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope you guys have a good start to next week. Good Monday morning to start to your week. And I'll see everyone in the next live stream or the next video. Hopefully I get one of those out soon. And I'll see everyone in the next one. Bye-bye.